Guilty Tears of the Gamers.
What's the middle top? What is
So I just put music concerts just in general because I realized thinking back to this year, I went to a fuckload of music concerts. I think I saw about 15 bands this year.
Holy shit.
Two festivals.
Can't believe you missed the Geeks Plus Christmas party because of another fucking concert.
Yeah,
Joey.
dude, I had to go see Dintos this year. Excuse me? Dude, I had to see TK live and he was fucking insane. You know he's almost 50?
Is the guy who did the? Is it the guy who did the
Unravel?
Yeah. Did you do the Unravel live?
No, he didn't.
What?
No.
I would ask for a refund.
No, because I like his band.
I don't.
Well, fuck
I'm
you.
there for, I'm there for the song.
I went there for the band.
I'm there for the memes. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, he didn't do any like solo stuff, but like it's actually because like I've been following this band like for a really, really long time because my cousin actually used to be one of their photographers when they were still like an indie band up in Saitama. So like I'd known about them for a really long time, and then when I saw that they did the Psychopaths opening, I was just like, oh shit, that's my band right there, yo! Like I was having a real hipster moment. But then
I think our coffees are here, right?
might be upstairs.
Can
Yeah,
we grab
I think
them
I
before
heard
they
the
go cold?
doorbell,
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like quite a while ago, right? Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. But yeah, so like going to see Dintos Shishigure was like big, bucket list band that I wanted to go see. Yeah. Absolutely fucking insane. I don't know how TK can scream like that live and not burst his fucking lungs out.
How long is he singing for?
About an hour and a half.
Fuck.
Hour and a half set, yeah. And he was going fucking ham. And it was really funny because the bassist is like this girl called Miyoko. And she's this tiny, tiny fucking Japanese woman. It makes her bass look like a fucking double bass. And like in the middle, they had like a little, just MC moment where they would just like kind of talk to the crowd. Yeah. And I guess they were selling merch. And I guess they do all their merch themselves because they're still kind of a smaller band. And Miyoko, I swear, like Miyoko legit might have been like the model for Boiis. Because that's how she kind of was like on stage. She was this really fucking quiet, timid girl, and she's just like, we have shirts and a hat.
Is this a thing in Japanese concerts? Because I've only been to one, but they like stop the show halfway to do like a merch presentation.
Yeah, I think it's a Japanese band thing.
It's like, wait, what?
Because I've seen that quite a bit.
It's also a Japanese thing where they have to like, every song has to have like an anecdote to go with that song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like that fucking Taylor Swift. Like every time she introduces a new song, there has to be some kind of fucking story attached to it.
Yeah.
No, but Dintos Shishigure actually didn't do that much of that. But yeah, like I think I knocked off quite a bit of like bucket list bands this year. Like I saw Maximum the Hormone, which were fucking insane. I saw Baby Metal, which were fucking insane.
Nice.
Bring Me the Horizon, Simple Plan, like ton of
What's
amazing
been the best
bands.
concert you've been to this year then?
Oh, that's hard.
Did Bring Me the Horizon sing the Giga Chad song?
They did.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Did they do the Giga Jazz song?
They did.
Did they talk about the Giga Chad?
They didn't talk about it, but it was very obvious, like, because the moment it came on, all the foreigners were like, it's the Giga Chad song! Actually, I think that was the first song they played.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they opened up
dude.
with that, which was fucking awesome. But I'd say, I'd have to say probably the best one was surprisingly Baby Metal.
Oh shit!
Like, because like we were, they were at this like metal festival we went to, the Bring Me the Horizon festival, and there was like a ton of like, you know, obviously big metal bands like Bring Me and like Maximum the Hormone, but there were also some like really small Japanese bands as well that were there, which was kind of cool for Bring Me to like include and like kind of show off. Because like I looked up some of these bands and they had like 800 monthly listeners on Spotify or something.
God damn.
Like, there's tiny bands.
How do they find these guys?
I don't know. Because like
Spotify?
all the bands they invited, all the bands they invited, like Ollie from Bring Me the Horizon were like personal fans of them and they wanted to invite them out. So I'm like, that was really cool, like notion of them. But Baby Metal, it was like, I've never seen that wholesome of a mosh pit happen before. Because when they played Gimme Chocolate, which is like, you know, their big song, and a Circle of Death started happening. Normally in like a metal concert Circle of Death, you know, people are like throwing punches, like, you know, fucking pushing people around. Like it's called a Circle of Death for a reason. But the Gimme Chocolate Circle of Death, everyone was just running around high-fiving everyone. And I was like, yeah!
Wait, why would I want to get beaten up?
Because it's a metal concert.
I don't want to get beaten up.
Yeah, that's what happens in a metal concert mosh pit, man.
What the heck?
A high five Circle of Death?
It was really
sounds way
funny.
better. That's
Just
way more
all
fun.
these like,
That's like the slice of life version.
yeah,
of like
all
the
these
Circle of
Japanese
Death.
dudes just fucking going yay to everyone outside the Circle of Death.
Sounds like what would happen in a K-On concert.
Yeah,
you know?
legit. It was like a K-On concert. But yeah, so that's why I just included all music concerts because
Nice.
I fucking
Big
loved
one.
my experience.
Yeah. So if I'm seeing this correctly, Joey,
Yeah.
you've finally started Hunter x Hunter.
Is that manga or anime?
Manga.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
I've
okay,
caught
okay.
up to the manga of Hunter x Hunter. I finally sat down. I thought, you know what?
We
maybe
spoke-
Caught up?
caught up.
We spoke about this in the previous episode.
Yeah,
But-
we've talked about
so
it.
you,
before.
you read the boat part?
I've read the boat part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Will you just hurry the fuck up?
I know. I get it now.
Yeah, it's like
And I wish I didn't, because now I'm sitting there being like, great, another show I have to wait for.
it's like it's the Hunter x Hunter manga has reached a point where I'm like, this is a joke now. You're actively trying to like just never finish this. it
Yeah.
feels like. I'm
Wait,
like,
so
come on.
What's your favorite arc?
Yeah.
Probably Chimera Ant.
Chimera Ant. Oh shit!
I
fuck with
I
that.
think the Chimera Ant arc is gets way too much hate. I think it's
Yeah,
a
that's what I
banger
didn't understand.
arc.
Why is Chimera Ant, now that I know the full context,
because it's so long,
And
right?
anime only fans
Yeah.
watch it, and it's like 80 episodes out of the 140 odd.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's most of it, and I think most people who know of Hunter x Hunter have only watched the anime.
right?
Yeah.
And I can understand why they'd think, hey, this is really fucking long.
I mean, it was long in the manga as well,
But it was also
Yeah.
fucking hype
Yeah.
as shit.
I think Chimera Ant has some of the best peaks of Hunter x Hunter.
Oh,
you know?
totally.
I
Peaks
feel
of
like
anime, flat out.
Yeah.
peaks of anime flat out. I think my favorite arc of Hunter x Hunter is probably this is so hard.
Greed Island?
I really fucking like Greed Island.
Greed Island's
and
a good
a lot
arc
of
as well.
Like,
like
Greed Island? Isn't that like a really unpopular one? generally?
that's a really unpopular one. I
But
really
the people who like it really like it, I've noticed.
the thing I loved about Greed Island, it's not my favorite arc. I think Yorkshin is my favorite arc.
Right.
Just because like that arc is so dense, where it's rare that you see an arc where every episode you're like, holy shit, that was a banger. You put on the next episode, you're like, holy shit, this was also a banger, and it just keeps delivering every single.
I think the one
episode.
thing I didn't like about the auctioneering arc, it was just it's a bit of a nitpick, but like I just didn't like I don't know how it is in the anime, but in the manga, there's like 3 or 4, maybe 5 chapters back to back where Gon and Killua are learning to like the ins and outs of like auctioning. And I'm just like, am I reading a manga or am I reading a textbook about auctioning? Like, I get like you want to like teach me this stuff, Togashi, but like I just want you to get to the auction.
Sometimes
you
you turn the page in Hunter x Hunter and you're just greeted with a novel. And you're
Well,
like, why did you bother drawing?
well, I
anything
remember in
here?
the
Just
Greed-
don't. Why do you even bother?
In Greed Island, when they're first like introducing the card system, in the manga, there's like 6 pages where Togashi just shows all the cards that
like, here's a
are
tutorial.
in Greed Island
Yeah.
with like all the text and shit. And it's like, and then by the end of Greed Island, I realize I'm like, I think about 80% of these cards just never showed up.
Yeah, the thing I've really liked,
Which is
about-
cool, I
the
guess,
thing
but-
I've really liked about Greed Island is that was the arc that convinced me that Nen is just the best power system.
Yeah,
just
totally.
the fact that you can create an entire world out of this malleable system. I was like, holy shit, this is insane. Of course, yes, maybe it's a bit self-indulgent. I kind of don't give a shit just because of how interesting and how in-depth this power system is, that this arc kind of like displayed the depth and the limits of what you could do with something
Yeah.
like this.
Also, not to give spoilers, but like I'd kind of like already slightly heard about like what happens to like Meruem.
yeah.
But when I got to the manga, like the bad part in the manga, I still cried.
It's
I
so
mean,
good in the
he
That
anime.
is-
death is
He
crazy good.
is one of the best villains in anime and manga, period.
such
I
a
think.
good villain for that
Yeah.
arc, especially. So
not-
yeah, I finally see the hype now. I get it. I knew I was gonna like it, as I've been saying.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now I actually know the full context,
Shit,
and I
now
love
I have
it.
to watch Full Metal Alchemist. I know you finally watch Hunter x Hunter.
You do.
Or Red Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah,
Octopath Traveler 2.
yeah.
You liked it that much?
I thought this was fucking amazing. And especially coming from the fact that I also played Octopath Traveler 1, I realized just how much of just a missed opportunity Octopath Traveler 1 was.
Right.
Because like in terms of the actual gameplay, it's not that much different to Octopath Traveler 1. Like to explain Octopath Traveler for anyone who doesn't know, basically it's a JRPG, Square Enix, but you follow 8 protagonists and all of their stories all at the same time.
Yeah.
And as you go through the world, you unlock different parts of the story of each of the characters, and then it gets to a final ending.
Octopath.
Octopath, exactly. But Octopath Traveler 2, I think, for one, like, the music is fucking god tier. Like, I think I'm actually going to try and go to the concert next year that they have. And also, the stories and characters were just infinitely more interesting than the first one. Because I think that was the biggest struggle with me finishing Octopath Traveler 1, was that, like, I wasn't invested in every single character. Whereas, which made it difficult when you're trying to go through the story elements of every single character.
Yeah.
But with Octopath Traveler 2, every character I was like, banger, banger, banger. Every single storyline was just so engaging.
Yeah.
And the ending as well is just like, it's hard as shit. Like I had to grind the shit out of it for the end, but it was a really, really just like satisfying. I think I put in about 100 hours into this one, but it was such a good game. And I think it's like kind of slept on just because I feel a lot of people were kind of just thrown off from playing Octopath Traveler 1.
Yeah.
But so if you didn't like Octopath Traveler 1 for those reasons, I would highly recommend you play Octopath Traveler 2.
This one that was badly reviewed, or was it the first one?
First one.
Okay, yeah.
The second one actually I think is like all like critically acclaimed. Like everybody agrees that compared to 1, 2 is like infinitely better.
It's always better when the first one's better than the second, because then it's easier to sell people on the
Exactly.
series. It's kind of sad to be like, hey, play an 80-hour game for the next one that's good.
Yeah. Well, luckily you don't have to play 1 to play 2.
Yeah, but everyone says that a lot of the time, and sometimes it's like, but I feel like I should go.
No, I think though with 2 there is literally no connection.
Oh, okay.
At all.
Good.
The only connection is that it's the same type of gameplay, but in terms of characters and story, it's all different.
Yeah.
So yeah, freaking great. Also, like so many like really, really high profile anime voice actors are in the Japanese version of this. Like it's crazy.
Oh,
like
really?
Hirano Aya, Miyano Mamoru, like all these like huge names. I'm just like, oh, I recognize that voice. I recognize that voice. I recognize that voice. So yeah, really, really solid. I'd say it's probably my favorite JRPG.
What do you think
I played
it's
this year.
better about this compared to number 1?
I think it just made the stories a little more coherent because the way you play Octopath, you're obviously not going to follow the chapter of one character simultaneously. Like you'd see one part of the story of a character and then you're going to move on to another part of a different character's story. So Octopath Traveler 1, the way they wrote each of the storylines kind of made it a little bit difficult to like remind yourself like, oh yeah, where was I in the story with this particular character again? Because I was busy doing 3 other characters' stories. Whereas with 2, they made the story a lot more streamlined so that it just made sense. Especially with like the progression in the game. It just felt more cohesive in general. And the music and the visuals, they just like up that as well. So it's, really, really solid JRPG.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise.
This is your only anime.
I had to put an anime on there.
Is this the
Had
anime
to.
version?
This is the anime
You
version.
didn't have to put an anime on
You
there.
didn't have to put an anime?
Come on.
And the fact that it's Hell's Paradise, I'm like,
This was like my favorite 8 out of 10 show of the year.
I
Like
really
great time, but like not a masterpiece.
I think that's why I put it on there because I just had a really fun time watching
me
Hell's
too.
Paradise.
I had a really good time.
It
watching
wasn't like, I'm not going to say it's like a 10 out of 10 masterpiece or anything, but like it was just nice to see like a no bullshit, no frills shonen.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be an extremely solid show after episode 1.
yeah.
And I didn't think it was going to go to like some crazy like plot twist depths or anything like that. But I just knew it was going to be a fun time.
I just like the fact that there was just like almost zero filler to it,
Yeah, it's good
which is
shit.
always nice, you know, because it's like once one thing happens, like boom, here comes the next thing, here comes the next thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm actually like engaged now.
Do you think you're going to watch season 2?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I've also read ahead on the manga as well.
I'm not going to lie. I really liked the beginning of Hell's Paradise. I loved it was basically what gave me what the Dark Continent in Hunter x Hunter hasn't given me
the
yet.
sense of doom.
The sense of doom, exploration, anything can fuck you up. And then the power system got introduced. And I'm like, this is kind of, it's kind of starting to feel like it's turning into like a more traditional generic shonen. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if it's interesting enough to keep my attention.
Yeah.
If this
Anime
is,
only or manga?
this is the anime only.
Okay.
So you know the end of the anime where they
started
introduced
introducing
that.
it, and I was
they,
like,
they started introducing that power system, and then of course all the protagonists master it in like a day.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay.
I just fuck with that guy who chopped his arm off. I just like that guy. He's fun.
Oh yeah.
He's just fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
That
It's like,
samurai guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really fun.
all the side characters are just so likable and just so insane.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, like, you know, I definitely have like qualms with it for sure,
Yeah.
but
Also,
I just had a really enjoyable time watching
I think
it.
hottest anime character of the year was Yuzu.
Yuzuki
Well,
Ha?
the
samurai
fucking
girl?
Samurai girl.
Oh, the ninja girl? Yeah. Dude, she
Get
is...
on my knees.
She was pretty damn hot.
When I look back at the year's hottest characters, I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, when they gave her the power to, what was it, secrete? Sweat or some shit
was
like
like,
that.
slime or some shit.
Oh god, oh they know what they're doing.
It reminds me of that meme with the guy on like a TikTok holding a cigar in a suit.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like me and the boys getting ready to appreciate. It's like, oh gosh.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah, so I think like out of all the ones, like I think for me this is
How
like
many
just,
anime did you watch this year out of curiosity?
I wish I should start keeping track. I'm not going to, but I should.
Yeah.
Start.
Yeah, I should keep track. I'd say maybe about 10.
10? Oh shit.
Yeah. I've watched a decent amount. Like, just the ones that I think I'm going to get into or that interest me. Like, I'm not going to watch all the fucking isekais. Like, fuck
Yeah.
that. But, like, yeah, I think just out of all the ones I watched, like, this one, I just was like, yeah, hell yeah. You know, it kind of reminded me, it kind of took me back to, like, that time where, like, I could just turn my
Valid,
brain off
valid.
and watch a nice shonen.
All right.
What about nonsense? I mean, nonsense is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I put nonsense there, but, like, just...
Congratulations on your
Oh, thank you.
Cyberpunk launch, by
Thank
the
you
way.
very much. Like I'm just mostly talking about just like Japanese streetwear in this case because it's not just the nonsense stuff.
You put yourself to represent.
If I'm gonna sell out to anyone, I'm gonna sell out to myself.
Okay,
right?
that's fair, that's fair.
But yeah, just like obviously from doing the nonsense stuff hardcore this year, I just got more into like the different sects of like Japanese fashion and like
Yeah.
Japanese streetwear stuff. So like yeah, just in general, I've just got into clothing a lot more, which I think just makes sense. By the way, the Cyberpunk stuff is still available.
I would hope you would have got into clothing a lot more, considering you now own a clothing company, Joe.
Yeah.
Sure.
Would have been pretty worrying.
Yeah.
I'll take the whole collection,
Yeah.
please. Thank you, Joe.
And,
Thank you.
Yeah. Still, Pokemon Go
Yeah, what the
in
fuck is doing that, bro?
2023. What?
Okay.
Pokemon, go
Yo,
to
this,
the polls.
this is you reaching to the bottom of the bargain bin.
This
and
guy
being
will
like,
literally do anything but watch anime.
I mean, like,
I'll
what
go
else did I
outside.
do this year? Oh God, Pokemon Go. Okay.
Okay, with this one, right?
I saw this fucking video of you playing a 400-day game. What's going on?
yeah, the longing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why are you not watching anime? Come on.
because games
Come on,
are
Joey.
more
What
fun.
are you-
Because nothing good came out in 2023, right? Just kidding. But yeah, okay, with Pokemon Go, because we did so much fucking traveling this year.
Yeah.
Like more than, at least I did anyway. I don't know about you guys, but I think all three of
We
us.
did a lot of traveling. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? I was there with it for most of the year.
Yeah, but I mean, I also went to a lot of places myself.
We were in the
too,
same
me
places,
too.
Joey.
Yeah. But like, I think because, you know, I went traveling so freaking much.
Yeah.
And, you know, my friend like recently got back into Pokemon Go like earlier this year. And I saw him playing it and I was like, oh, has like anything new changed at all? Because I hadn't played the game since like basically the beginning of COVID when like, you couldn't go outside. And he was like, oh yeah. And he showed me all the new stuff that they added. And I was like, oh wow, this is actually like a playable game again. So I picked it up and it was great because during the travels, you can get like region exclusive shit. So I was like, well, it makes sense, I guess. While I'm traveling, I might as well have something to do.
Yeah.
So I picked up Pokemon Go again and it's actually a really fucking fun game again. Because before, like, they just basically were like, the vanilla version of this game was just like, go out into the world, walk around, catch Pokemon, complete your decks, blah, blah, blah. But now they've added, like, you know, rocket grunts, they've added raids, they've added what else? Like, like a ton of new shit that actually makes it so that you don't have to go outside all the time to, like, still interact with the game.
Yeah.
And it just made sense for me, considering that, again, I traveled so much. I was like, well, I'm going to get all the exclusive shit.
Yeah.
It'll be fun again. And now that they've added like pretty much up to the latest generation, there's like over 1,000 Pokemon now you can catch. So there's just more longevity in the game as well.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I got into this year, I guess. That's about it. I am
That's a
a
pretty varied list.
I am
honestly.
a child, is what we've figured out.
Yes. Well, good to know that you're rediscovering your inner 13-year-old.
Yep.
As we all are.
As I'm approaching 30,
And,
I'm like, God damn, I want to go back.
Take me back.
Take me back, please.
All right. Shall we move on to the next one then?
Who's next?
Do you want to go next, Connor?
Sure,
I don't know if
yeah, I'll
I've
go
received
next.
mine yet.